Okay, so it's the middle of the night. It's about 12:30 in South Africa, and we went to sleep around 8 o'clock South Africa time, and we were thinking that we were going to stay asleep until maybe 6 a.m. That didn't work. We woke up like 4 hours later. So these are like first thoughts about being here. One of my first thoughts was driving from the airport and coming to the hotel and seeing what we would call at home the underprivileged who were out on the street. And it was different than someone just walking on the street or like standing on the corner asking for money. The men that we saw had these large garbage bags, and so we asked the driver what was the garbage bag for, and he said, well, two things. One thing is that people will ask for food if you have any food that you're carrying with you, and they'll ask for some of that food, so they may put that in the bag. But the other thing was that they would collect like soda cans. So at home in New York, we would see people maybe going through rubbish in order to get them so that they can redeem them. But I thought it was interesting that these the brothers that we saw were carrying the bags so that they could put those cans in. Now, we have a lot of people selling bottles of water, and how many people actually have old either cans or bottles that you just sort of keep in your car if you're traveling? And I thought, interesting. Not that I'm trying to promote maybe a way to make money, but I think that's an interesting thing that happens here that doesn't happen back at home. Anyway, so this is my first video log, but hopefully we can go back to sleep, because in the morning we're supposed to be doing a safari, and we know our body is adjusting. So this is my first thought on being in South Africa and seeing all of the, I guess, richness in one hand, and right in the other hand, on the opposite side of the body, you see people who are walking the street, people who are in the grocery store walking with no shoes on and clearly disheveled, right alongside other people who have money. It's a very interesting dichotomy. And it's very interesting just to see it in another place with the history that we know of. Also, right after Saturday, the 18th, which I believe it was called Mandela Day, apparently it's the day where for 67 minutes or something like that, I think that's maybe the years that Mandela was alive, or before he became president. I have to check that. Anyway, and people had to do 67 minutes of community service. I think that was beautiful. The person who drove us to the hotel said, do they have Mandela Day in New York? And of course, I don't think we had Mandela Day in New York. But going forward, I think that's a very interesting way to memorialize his work, to do community service for the amount of time that he did his great work here, not just here in South Africa, but the great work he did for the world. So that's my lesson that I learned. Respect what you have and respect what you don't have. See the pain and the beauty in other people's eyes and do something good for someone.